We've got a setting in the West Midlands. The year is 1986. There's a bed on stage which serves as both the boys' and the girls' bedroom. You just change the covers in between scenes. There's a pram in the corner which has a doll in it, and the doll is brought out every so often as a prop, as you will see. Act 1, Scene 1. The 4 actors stand in the corners of the stage, unaware of each other. This mirrors the set of an earlier play, Fishing.
A baby?
Baby.
A baby?
A baby?
Bev and Lou move into the scene. Perry and Flip exit.
I've always wanted a baby. I come from a Catholic family, outrageously fertile. 7 siblings, 10 nephews, 8 nieces. I feel I'll let the side down if I don't spawn.
Don't joke about it. It's a serious matter. You know how hard I work. I'm exhausted as it is, running to standstill. I'd never be able to work at home in the evenings. It would ruin your writing. The pram in the hall, the mortal enemy of art.
I don't believe that. I can look after a sprog and write as well. It will take after me, very independent. Anyway, you can help.
I can help? I'm out all day. I earn the money to keep us comfortable. To keep you comfortable. I can't do any more.
She lights a cigarette.
Do you have to?
Yes.
Outside, perhaps?
I'm under a lot of stress. Know what I think. All this has happened since you started going down to London and to Sappho.
I've only been a few times.
Since you met Jackie Forster and her pussy posse. You've been all broody.
Don't use that word.
Why not? A lot of women go through this. There were other women too at the Sappho meetings with children.
Fighting for custody of them. Courts say lesbians are unfit mothers. We'll prove them wrong.
You know what I think this is? Competitive spirit. If other women have them, you must too.
One? Only one?
I know you. You say that now, but then it will be 2 are just as easy as 1 and just as cheap to keep, like they were dogs.
Those other women aren't like us. Their children are leftovers from their marriages. Don't you see, this will be our child. Not yours, but ours. Think, Bev, love. Someone we can mould and shape, who will follow us, our legacy, our shot at the future.
There's only one problem. I don't have a maternal bone in my body.
You'll come to love her, I know you will.
Her? Are you sure?
I even know her name. Billy, as in holiday, or Billie Jean King. Oh, Bev, can't you see? It can only make us stronger. You and I together, it will pull us closer. Lately, we have drifted.
That's true.
We can be a family.
Bev has been smoking furiously. She stubs the cigarette out.
You'll have to give those up. Bad for baby's health.
You're so self-righteous since you gave up yourself. Where will we put it?
Her, I hope.
The baby, where?
We'll find room or move.
Look, Lou, I know how you think. I'm 38. If I don't do it soon, it will be too late. In 10 years' time, you'll have a surge of guilt.
It's more than that.
You will. You'll know you can never be a mother, so you can't be a real woman.
Don't you want it to? After all, now you know.
Know that I can't have children? That's right. Spell it out. Rub it in.
That's why you and Tom split up.
Oh no, that's why Tom split up. I was glad to go my own way and find myself. Look, love, I understand how much you feel. I went through much the same when my mother died. I wanted one so much, I didn't know I couldn't, thank the Lord.
You're only saying that. Why can't we have a child?
Because I live with you. I like my life. I like order. I like our flat. And I love you. I won't let anything change that, even for you.
Nothing needs to change.
The lights fade, leaving Lou in a single spot. Bev steps away. This is Lou's imagination, so soft lights. Lou goes to the cot and brings it out to the centre stage. There is a life-size baby doll in it. She takes it out, gently takes off its clothes, produces a sponge and gently soaps the doll.
Flesh of my flesh, you were an easy birth. I felt you slip from me, slippery as a fish. Your little hands grasp my finger, her grip so strong, soft and strong. Everything about you is so perfect, from the tiny nails on your little toes, your little tongue which you stick out to catch more milk from the nipples of my full breasts. As I wash you, your skin so soft, your flesh so frail, your bones so delicate. I can smell you, baby, baby, baby. Nothing but baby everywhere, milky and sweet. Even your baby poo is sweet, as I tenderly unwrap the nappy, turn you over, take it out from under.
She does so, turns the doll over.
There you go. Wipe your bottom. You look at me with eyes so trusting. Mummy Lou is here for you. Mummy Lou will shelter you.
She takes a new nappy, puts powder on it, does up the nappy.
Billy, you are rare and precious. Best thing in my life. I hold you close. So close.
Bev comes into the scene, into the dream, and puts her hand on Lou's shoulder.
Even if I cannot have Bev to wife, yet you are strong. We are strong in love, when 1 + 1 makes 3. Lou and Bev will shelter you. Your 2 mummies.
And no daddy.
We will keep you safe from harm. We will clothe you, keep you warm.
You will always be cozy at the centre of our family.
They exchange a look of love. Lou gets the clothes and they dress the baby together. They sing a Vocalese lullaby to it. It is impossibly romantic. The lights fade as they lay the baby in the cot and return it to the corner. The lights change and they are back in the real life scene and Bev is there again.
Are you really so serious?
Darling, I'm aching.
Are you sure you can cope? It's a big step.
The biggest.
And what about your work? Your writing? Remember Cyril Connolly? There is no greater enemy of art than the pram in the hall.
That was just a cover-up because he couldn't hack it. Preferred to socialise supported by his wife.
I support you.
But I still work.
Will you still work?
Well, I'll give myself maternity leave.
I'll never get maternity leave. My chambers don't know that I'm... They can never know.
A baby will be very awkward. How do you explain it?
I won't have to. I won't be the one who's pregnant.
And later?
They won't need to know.
Are you ashamed of me? Are you?
No, no.
That's why we've been having arguments. I put up with the burden of your shame for the sake of your career, but I'm damned if my baby will.
Our baby.
Our? That's a change of tune. Do you really mean that? Think.
If I say if we have the baby, I will tell my chambers about you, I promise. And I'll help the best I can. But how on earth to manage? You have a contract with your publisher. They want another Molly Miller story sometime next year. You can't just stop. There's the mortgage to pay. It devours everything we earn, both of us.
There's always nurseries.
More expense. And what about a father? Clinics cost money too, and it can take months, years even.
You know very well IVF is for married couples, heterosexual couples. No wedding ring, no petri dish, no incubator. I was thinking, Perry?
Perry?
I don't mean doing it with him. I thought he might donate his sperm. I've known him all my life, since we were both in Coventry Grammar School. He was the first person I told that I was gay. Then I found out that he was gay as well. He's sensible and stable. He dotes upon that little niece of his. Fatherhood would suit him.
She turns, Bev leaves. Perry comes in. Scene 2. Perry and Lou are walking in a park. Sound of ducks and park noises.
Fatherhood would suit you.
A baby?
Why not?
But why me? Of all the penises in all the towns, in all the world, you walk into mine.
Ew, like not your penis, you smug man. I'm certainly not walking into your penis. I need your sperm. Your penis is a necessary means to a desired end.
If a baby is desired, a penis is required.
It's your sperm that is desired if a baby would be sired.
My penis must be hired if some sperm should be acquired.
This is a little round and repeats the sort of game they play together.
Hired? I'm not paying you, bastard.
It was only for the rhyme.
Don't you see? You'd make a wonderful father.
Really?
You're cute and funny.
Oh.
I'm serious. You're bright and gentle and my best friend in all the world. You've everything I want my child to have. I want it to have the best.
You sure know how to flatter a girl?
With your intelligence, my talent.
Or my athletic skill and your looks.
No way.
No way. I don't know how to put this, but
A sterilised bowl and a turkey baster.
I don't have a turkey baster. I'm vegetarian.
We buy a turkey baster, idiot. They're £2 at Woolworths.
That's not very sexy.
That's hardly the point.
What does Bev think about this?
She'll come round to it. She's starting to come round already. She'll want it because I want it.
And you really want it?
Really, really.
Really, 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 really?
You betcha.
And can I be a father? A real father?
Classic case of a new man, baby carrier wrap in front, talking with the mummies outside playgroup.
Lights fade, leaving Perry in a single spot. We are now in his fantasy of being a father. He is holding a larger doll, a toddler, who is staggering forward with his support.
Oh, hold on to Daddy. Take Daddy's hand. You can do it. What a strong boy. One step and again. Yes, aren't you clever? Just like your daddy. Oh, you got your daddy's eyes and his chin and his hair. Now walk with me. Hey, Flip! Come here! Billy's walking. My boy is walking. He's done 3 steps. Flip!
Flip, Perry's boyfriend, runs in.
Let me see.
Perry walks the doll forward.
Wow, that's amazing.
Isn't it?
Do you think he's only 10 months old?
He's turning into quite the little man.
Like Daddy.
You think so?
Just like Daddy. He's going to be as cute as Daddy.
And you will be so lucky.
Growing up with 2 daddies of your very own.
They embrace, holding the doll between them.
We'd better take Billy back to his mummy. Does Billy want to go back to his mummy? Yes, he does. Yes, he does. I'll take him back to Lou. You put the supper on.
He exits with the doll. Perry turns back into the scene, lights change, and Lou is there again. We're in the present.
The baby. The idea grows on me. What are you looking for? A donor? Wham bam, thank you, Sam? I find that hard. I'd be too curious. Are you expecting even love?
I'm not a man-hater. I wouldn't ask you if I was. I would want you to be part of his life. You would want that, wouldn't you?
Well, I'd certainly be curious.
Perry, don't you see it could be wonderful? 2 mothers and 2 fathers. What better mentors could it have? You'll take Billy for the weekend and for holidays. Maybe more if you both need a break. No one exhausted. Everyone with another life.
I'll take Billy to the zoo.
Please, no zoos. Zoos are cruel.
Okay, to the eco park. We'll go fishing.
Football in the winter, cricket in the summer.
Ah, I hate cricket.
Okay, swimming then.
Well, we can both do swimming.
And I will do the tennis.
A baby. And we can have a dog too.
Yes, another dog like ours.
I'll have an excuse to go to all the Disney movies like Pinocchio and Dumbo and Lady and the Tramp. And to see the new ones too, The Fox and the Hound.
Only think, a whole young life takes shape in front of you.
Yes. To pass on all your knowledge with your DNA. No one wants to be forgotten when they go.
Don't talk like that.
We all must go. Sometimes you wonder. You imagine your own funeral. You wonder if anyone will write your obituary and what it will read like. If. Are you that important? And then you start to ask, who will remember me? For what? Well, Flip will remember me, of course, but even he won't last forever.
Nothing lasts forever, not even a baby.
But you've left something, made a mark. The river of your DNA flows on. You've passed the torch. I don't know. I can't explain.
Sometimes I see the babies and chairs in the supermarket. I know exactly why other women steal them. My breasts get heavy with longing. It is very physical. My whole body is crying out for a baby.
Sounds like a classic case.
Funny how it gets some women, but not others. Bev is just the opposite.
Lucky Bev. Self-contained.
She wouldn't be successful if she wasn't self-contained.
I could almost envy her.
We're different, that's all. I was made to change nappies from a very early age. All those siblings.
Well, I could get into changing nappies.
And make up lunchboxes.
And making lunchboxes.
And worry when it starts to get dark. And Flip, can we count on him?
I wonder what Flip will say.
Lights fade on them. A very short instrumental break to allow time to change the cover on the bed and maybe put some other marker of masculinity down. Scene 3, Perry and Flip's flat. Evening.
A baby?
Yes, a baby! I'm going to be a father. Why not?
Are you crazy?
What's so terrible?
You mean you're really going to screw her?
Oh, don't be so crude. There are other ways.
You mean into a test tube like some prize bull?
Oh, what's wrong with that? Hunters do it every year. I do believe you're jealous.
It's inhuman, darling. Mechanical.
And this from the boy that I found in the subway club in a gangbang in the dark with his trousers around his ankles.
That's different. That's sex, not procreation.
You say that it's inhuman. It will be human. That's the point. It's Lou, my oldest friend. I feel honoured that she's chosen me. We've talked a lot. We've got it all worked out. We'll share responsibility and the expense.
And the time? Don't forget the time. Babies take an awful lot of time. I'll never see you on your own. Every time you want sex, that squalling brat will put a stop to it. Why don't you marry her while you're about it?
Oh, don't be crass. You have a nasty streak of misogyny I never realised before.
Can I be honest?
Of course.
Cards on the table?
Try me.
I don't want the responsibility.
Okay. It's my responsibility, not yours.
Just how do you propose to separate the two things out? Fatherhood and loverhood. If it comes to stay, what am I meant to do? Move out for the weekend?
I'll look after it. You can help look after it.
And what if I don't want to look after it? It won't choose who to wake up when it cries out in the night. Once you're out cold, you can sleep through a rape alarm. Use your brain. What do we do at the weekend? We go out, right? We go to the pictures. We eat in restaurants. We dance at discos. Sometimes we get laid.
We can manage both.
That Sprog can tag along. I don't think that a baby sling will match your skimpy spandex shorts.
The late lights fade down and Perry goes to lie on the bed. A single spot on him. We are now in Flip's fantasy. Flip joins him. The doll child is up against the wall just out of sight. It looks at them. The next section is mainly action. Flip and Perry start making out. Flip is very stilted, aware of the child. After a while, Perry stops, protests.
What's the matter? What's eating you?
Billy's watching me. I know he is.
All he'll see is two loving men. He won't know anything else. He's get used to it.
I don't like it.
He gets up, takes the doll, turns it to the wall.
Now go to sleep and no peeping. This is not for little boys.
He goes back to Perry. They start again. Perry's lovemaking becomes more excited and noisy. Flip starts feeling inhibited again.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Come on. Oh yeah. Yeah. What now?
He'll hear us. He'll hear you.
No, he won't.
The walls are paper thin.
What's wrong with the sound of love?
The noise you make, he'll think I'm hurting you.
I should be so lucky.
Will you be serious? Do you realise what you sound like? A bull in pain.
You said you liked the noise I made. You said it turned you on.
Not with Billy listening.
How do you know he's listening? He's probably fast asleep.
You want to wake him up.
No.
Quietly.
They start to make out again. What Perry automatically calls out. Flip puts a hand over his mouth. This time Perry stops making love and pushes off.
It's no use. I've lost it.
He gets up, puts his clothes on.
I'm going to sleep on the sofa in the living room.
He exits. Flip still has an erection. He is a healthy, randy young man. He goes to turn over and go to sleep, but it is very uncomfortable. He turns on his back and starts to masturbate as the lights fade to blackout. When they come up again, Perry is dressed and back in the present, putting on his coat. He calls to Flip.
Hurry up, we'll miss the start of the film.
I'm coming.
It's got some gorgeous boys in it. Rupert Everett, Colin Firth.
Never heard of them.
Take my word for it.
All right, already. We won't be able to go out like this after we get the baby.
Oh, Lou and Bev can babysit.
And if it's our turn to have him?
We can take him with us.
To another country, certificate 15. How do you think he'll pass? Put a moustache on him in his carry cot. You're off your head.
Well, maybe not. We'll play with him then. The films will wait. But not this one. Come on.
He tries to take Flip's hand, but Flip is abstracted and doesn't take it. Fade to black. A short instrumental break to feminize the bedroom again. Scene 4. Bev and Lou in bed. Bev has her glasses on, looking severe and lawyerly. She is reading a brief. Lou is writing her novel in a notebook.
Lou?
Hmm?
Lou?
What?
Sorry to interrupt your concentration.
I was on a roll.
Would you scratch my back, please?
Sure. What are you working on?
You'll be interested. It's a suit for defamation. The Evening Telegraph is saying the council leader's gay. And in election year.
Well, isn't he?
That's not the point. To call someone gay publicly is defamatory.
Only if you think being gay is inferior.
The law does. The judges and the courts do. It's a character defect or weakness.
I thank the Lord for my character defect, which I hope I will pass on to my child.
Are you serious? The children of most lesbians turn out straight. Just wait. She'll bring in her boyfriends home to meet her mummies.
Are you serious?
Are you? If you're doing this to make a little dyke, forget it.
Repeat to self, a child is not an extension of me, it will be an independent person.
You're still set on it.
Never more serious, and Perry's up for it too.
Oh, Perry. Perry is a fantasist. You're two small children playing at mummies and daddies. It will get real soon enough when you're exhausted from lack of sleep and your nipples are raw from a constant suck.
During this last speech, Lou slips out of bed and puts the doll near the bed in the cot, scatters some of Bev's papers on the floor, exits. Lights change. This is now Bev's fantasy. Bev is trying to concentrate. A child's cry.
Lou.
The child cries out more.
Lou, can you deal with this?
She sees the papers on the floor.
Oh, Billy, look what you've done.
He gets out of bed and she starts scrambling among the papers.
How am I going to find anything ever again?
The child starts crying again. Beverly holds the doll quite roughly.
Shut up. Shut up. Don't you know I'm in court tomorrow? No, of course you don't. You're just a machine to eat piss and shit.
A fart.
Oh. Fuck. Oh, God. I haven't had a decent sleep in months. I'm run ragged. I have to work twice as hard as male barristers just to get a level hearing. And you don't care, do you? As long as you get your Heinz baby food, which you then vomit over my clean blouse. You want to know the bottom line, Billy? I don't like you. I can't stand you. Some days I could strangle you. Many days, every day I could strangle you. When am I going to have some space to concentrate? When am I going to get some peace?
She looks at the assorted papers in bewilderment, then pulls herself together.
You're a woman, you are strong. You are a woman, you are strong.
The baby starts crying again.
Barristers don't have babies, barristers have nannies. Barristers don't have babies, barristers have nannies. Lou! Lou!
Fade to blackout. Scene 5. Flip and Bev are looking in the window of mother care.
Are you going to have to get all this stuff?
That's what Lou is saying. Not all of it, just a bit of it. Some clothes, some toys, a pram.
Look at the price of these prams. £250.
She thinks I can afford it. I subsidise her writing. I'll subsidise her baby. That's the way her scatty logic goes. The briefs are coming in, she can afford it. That's the way she thinks. But there's the overdraft from all the years and the mortgage. And she doesn't think of that. The average child costs £70,000 to raise to the age of 18, and that's before university.
Have you told her that?
She knows that they're expensive.
You could always get a second-hand one.
A second-hand child.
Second-hand pram.
She'd never have that. Nothing but the best for her, and then the status. I'm not having other mums looking down their noses at Billy because she's badly dressed or in a battered old pram. Having lesbian parents is hard enough without that awful mumsy snobbery.
Look at those cute blue romper suits.
Glad to see you breaking down the gender stereotypes. None of this blue for a boy nonsense.
What do you mean? Blue is for a boy. Perry told me his name is Billy.
Oh no. Her name is Billy. Billie. That's in holiday.
What makes you think it's going to be a girl?
Lou's convinced it will.
And how can she know?
She set her heart on it. She only ever talks of her.
You know, the chances of having a girl are about 4 to 1 against.
What rubbish you talk. It's got to be 50-50. Where did you get that from?
I read it somewhere, or someone told me. I can't remember which.
Well, that makes it gospel truth.
Don't you see it in the playgroups? Haven't you been with the other lesbian mothers? Most of them have boys. It's what happens with AID. When you have a normal fuck to try and have a baby, your semen bursts with male sperm. On their way to the egg, more of the boys drop out because we're weaker,
Brother, you said it.
leaving a 50-50 ratio. But when the end of the turkey baster goes up against the cervix, straight to the fallopian tube, little wriggly boy sperm everywhere.
This is said with a kind of triumph. Bev is stunned, beginning to be convinced.
How come you know all this and I don't?
I thought you would. I'm surprised you don't. Haven't you talked it over with Lou? What if it's a boy?
No, we never really did. Her broodiness overrode any other thoughts.
How can a woman-only house have a male child?
You really don't want this child, do you?
Do you?
No. I'm scared of losing Lou, and I'm jealous.
I'm scared of losing Perry.
Well, we'll have to stop it.
Yes, we must.
Blackout. End of Act 1. So we're Act 2, Scene 6, and it's Lou and Perry in the park again.
Are you getting second thoughts?
It's not that exactly, but suddenly it all seems very difficult. At first it seemed like fun, now it looks a lot more like hard work.
A lot of it is hard work.
Flip is being difficult.
He'll come round. Bev is coming round.
I know so little about it. I'm reading books, the pregnancy service pamphlets. Such a strange and alien world.
Mothers from Mars, the movie. Look, I'm sure all parents feel like that the first time.
I know so little about women's bodies. I don't know that much about my own.
You don't need to. The clinic will take care of it. Tell you what you need to know.
Which clinic?
The Pregnancy Advice Service, the one in Upper Hill Street.
Oh, you mean the one where Right to Lifers give you leaflets saying you're a murderer and spit as you go by?
I'll protect you.
Oh, don't joke. They can make you miscarry.
I'm still going. I've set my mind on it. Besides, there's the antenatal classes.
Do you have to go to classes? Will I be allowed to go to classes?
Why not? You're the father.
Well, gay father.
Everyone will know that anyway. No straight father would go to an antenatal class. It's too girly. And I'm the gay mother. They're used to it. You must get used to it as well.
You know, the thought I can't get from my head.
What?
How will I explain this to my mother? I spent 20 years getting her used to the idea I was gay, and now she'll jump to the conclusion I'm heterosexual after all.
Gays have children too.
I know, but that's one step beyond her comprehension. She's going to ask me all about you, what you do, how old you are, and then she'll say you're too old for me and you must have trapped me into it. But still she'll demand I make an honest woman of you. And then she'll start asking me about her grandchild, whether it's a boy or a girl, and knitting baby clothes.
Then don't tell her.
Well, how can I avoid it? You're lucky. Both your folks are dead. You don't have to tell them.
Don't say that. My mother died in excruciating pain of cancer.
Sorry, I forgot. I wasn't thinking. Hey, won't you need tests or something? Some of those things are hereditary. What about our blood groups? Or maybe we won't be compatible. Won't I need tests too?
Relax. We'll do the test together. We're in this for the long haul, right?
Right.
Right.
Scene 7. A knock at Perry and Flip's front door. Perry goes to it. It is Bev.
It's flipping.
He's at Presto doing the weekly shop.
I need to talk to you alone.
Sure. Come in. Sit on the bed, please.
He does so, very serious.
Coffee? Gin?
Bit early for me.
Me too.
I'll come straight to the point. Have you thought of testing?
I talked it over with Lou. Of course, we'll have the usual tests that would-be parents have.
What tests?
Well, I don't know. The usual tests, I suppose. Blood groups, things like that.
Are you being tested for this new disease? This gay plague that the papers talk about? LAV or ARV or HTLV3, so many different names. There's a test, an ELISA test. You should take it.
Me?
Just to be safe.
You don't know what you're asking. What's the point of a test that isn't even accurate and tells you you're infected with something that hasn't got a cure or even a treatment? Besides, we've been together, Flip and me, since 1981.
And never been with anybody else.
Well, sure, from time to time, adventure here and there, but never with Americans. How many cases have there been up here in the Midlands? A handful. There's less than 100 deaths in the whole country.
At the moment.
And what if I did have it? Think of all the prejudice around. I could easily lose my job. If I'm going to have a death sentence, I'd rather not know. Or I could go blind. I heard of someone who kissed his lover on the ear on a flight to Texas, and the ear fell off.
If it's going to happen, then it's going to happen, whether or not you know. Are you seriously saying you would risk infecting your best friend and possibly your baby?
No, of course not.
Then you must do it. Take a test. Take 2. And Flip must go as well.
Hey, wait a minute. I can't speak for him.
It's that or nothing doing.
How can you dictate what Lou decides? Does she agree with you?
She always agrees with me. She'd be a fool if she didn't. Agreed? Agreed?
You're pushing me to do this without discussing it with her?
I have to, because it's her baby.
Our baby.
No, Perry, her baby. I'm the lawyer, trust me. You can have all the dreams you want, but in law, the babies lose.
That can't be right. I want to be a proper father.
The Children and the Young Persons Act 1932. The biological father has no rights at all. It will help if you're named on the birth certificate to indicate an interest. But are you getting married? No. Are you going to live together? Over my dead body.
But we've agreed.
And if Lou changes her mind? And what if you have a serious falling out? What if she never wants to see you again?
She won't be like that.
What if she dies? The child will go into care, court of protection. Will a judge want your baby brought up by 2 queers or by a lesbian? No, don't look at me. You 2 are children, babes in the woods surrounded by thickets of regulation you don't even know, let alone understand.
You say talk to Flip, and you haven't even talked to Lou about all of this.
I will. I will. I know I have to. But I don't want to be the villain, the one who's blamed for putting her off. If I must talk to Lou, you must talk to Flip. Deal?
Deal.
Blackout. Scene 8. Bev and Perry. Bev has a Petri dish in her hand. She is brisk and efficient to conceal her obvious distaste. She is still hoping it won't happen.
You're sure you're negative? You give me your word?
I told you. I tested twice. That's what we had to wait for.
And Flip as well.
The same.
I'm sorry, but I'm nervous.
You're nervous.
I've checked Lou's temperature. It's slightly up. She's going to ovulate in 4 days' time or so. Have you got everything you need?
I don't need anything.
I thought you might need some pornography. That's what men do, don't they? Masturbate to porn. I got a copy of Drummer.
Drummer? That's a leather magazine.
Seemed the most explicit and extreme.
Oh, yeah. You think all gay men are into leather. How little you know me. I stopped using porn when I met Flip. Who needs it when you have the real thing?
Why isn't he here then? Is that what floats your boat?
He doesn't want anything to do with it. The thought of heterosexual conception makes him physically nauseous.
Oh, that's absurd. All that happens is he holds you close and talks dirty while you come into the Petri dish. Talking dirty is entirely Homo. You've done it a million times before.
Not into a Petri dish.
The destination of your sperm is no concern of yours.
Pardon me?
Now, I'll be waiting with the turkey baster when you've finished. Bring the Petri dish to the door and I'll take it from you. Quick as you can, please.
This clinical approach doesn't really help to create an atmosphere.
I don't mean come as quick as you can. I meant give me the dish after you've come as quickly as you can so it's still warm while I insert it.
You make it sound like a vet inseminating a cow.
No, no, no. It will be an act of love. Believe me, it'll be an act of love. Listen. You know, I think it's crazy. If there was any way to stop it or to change her mind, I would. But this is what Lou wants. She wants it more than she wants me, I think. So I must want what she wants or I could lose her. Okay, I'll leave you to do it. I'll go and feed the dog.
She exits, leaving Perry sitting on the bed, looking around.
This is so weird. A strange room. A strange woman's room. Smelling of talcum is Givenchy.
He wanders around the room curious, looks at the wardrobe.
Good God, girl. Where did you buy that? Who's this for? Fake fur. Oh. These shoulder pads must be bad.
Looks at the books on the table.
You can negotiate anything. No, that'll be Bev. Mrs. Gaskell. That'll be Lou.
Pulls himself together.
Come on, you're putting this off. Should I take my clothes off or just undo my flies? Trousers round the ankles. You haven't done that since that toilet in the Isle of Wight in 1974. That would have been. Oh, I was 19 and so lonely. No, clothes off, I think.
He takes his clothes off and sits on the bed, back to the audience, takes the Petri dish in hand.
Come here, you gorgeous Petri dish. Je t'aime, mon petit bois de Petri. Concentrate. Oh, flip, I wish you were here.
He starts wanking conscientiously as the lights fade. Scene 9. Perry and Flip, both semi-naked on the bed. Flip laughs.
You couldn't do it.
It's no joke. 2 hours I tried. Couldn't even get it up, and Bev didn't help. Coming in every 20 minutes, haven't you done it yet? You'd think she didn't want it to happen. I tried everything. I touched myself up all over. I thought of you doing it to me. I thought of Nick Kamen doing it to me. Limp as a wilted lettuce.
You poor baby. I'll soon put you right.
Gently takes him and kisses him. He looks down at Perry.
See? Nothing wrong with you.
He starts to get horny with Perry.
No, we shouldn't. I promised to go back to Lou to try again later. I ought to save myself.
Save yourself? You sound like a girl from a 60s beach movie. Annette Funicello or Sandra Dee. Semen isn't finite, you know. You're not using up your allowance. Come here, Sandra.
Oh, won't you come to Lou's with me next time, please?
That's more likely to make me soft than you hard.
You don't have to be hard. Just make me hard.
No! I couldn't sit there in their house doing that. I took the test for you twice. What more do you want?
You were negative.
Actually, the second time I was positive. The first time it was negative. I didn't tell you about the second.
How could you do that? This changes everything. We can't go through with it.
That's such a shame. But you are right.
Are you sure you have the virus?
Would I lie about a thing like that?
Show me the result.
I threw it away.
I'll have another test.
No. 2 is quite enough.
I can't believe it. You wouldn't do this to me.
You. I'm the one who's dealing with a death sentence.
It's not just you. It's me and Lou.
Sometimes I think you love her more than me.
Of course I don't. I really wanted that baby.
We could just stop having sex. Never have sex again. Then you could have your precious baby.
Yes, we could do that.
Are you serious? Okay, I'm leaving.
Well, what are you talking about?
If you want that baby so much and a leper's in your way, the leper will go roam the world. Unclean, unclean.
Oh, don't be so absurd.
There's nothing absurd about it. Wait 3 months, have another test. If you're clear, then you and Lou can do it. I won't be in your way.
Oh, I don't know. I love you. I can't imagine life without you. I want you. I want the baby. I can't think straight.
Or we could keep things exactly as they are.
He goes to put his arms round Perry.
Get off of me!
Blackout. Scene 10. Lou and Bev's flat. Lou is lying on the bed under the duvet. Bev comes in, turkey baster and petri dish in hand.
Did it work?
Well, there's something in the dish, and I don't think it's egg yolk.
Third time lucky.
Part 1 accomplished. Now for part 2.
Bev is leaning over Lou, the turkey baster and the petri dish to hand. She looks at an alarm clock. She kisses Lou very tenderly, prolongs it. Lou breaks off.
Shouldn't we get on with it? How long will that sperm survive?
We have ages. Come here.
Kisses her again, a thought.
I have to check if Perry's okay. I just rushed in here and left him.
And with good reason.
Don't worry. I know what I'm doing. I'll tell him to make himself some tea and have some biscuits, like the blood donors do.
She exits. Lou looks at the petri dish dubiously. She sniffs it. Bev comes back.
He's fine. He wants to stay and see how it worked out.
We'd better get a move on then. Come here.
Don't be so cold. This is really special. I feel so close to you now. This is the most intimate thing that we have ever done. Here. Let me spread you like a flower. I can feel you opening underneath my hand.
Lou arches her back to accommodate Bev.
I can never say how much I love you. You are my heart, my life, my everything. I never feel alive without you. My pulse beats to the beat of your heart. I feel it now in my blood. My heart answers. When I'm away, my focus is on you. I wonder what you're doing, where you are, what you're thinking, who you're with, how you're feeling.
She's been working Lou up with her fingers.
We must do the business.
I love it when you're wet. Now I feel you dripping underneath my fingers. Come for me, my Lou, my love. I want to feel you coming. Your contractions around my hands, so soft yet so strong.
Please, Perry's.
Soon it will come that spirit that will give you your blessed child.
She takes the turkey baster and inserts it.
Can you feel that?
Yes. Oh, yes.
I'm stroking your clit, darling. I love your clit so much, it leaps to my touch.
No. Yes, give me the sperm.
I'm going to, yes.
Yes, I'm ready. My walls are red with blood and aching for it. Oh, oh, oh.
She comes, lies back exhausted. The alarm clock goes off. Lou looks at it.
What what was that?
It's time, darling. It's time now.
She smiles with satisfaction. Bev squeezes the turkey baster. Lou quivers. Blackout. Scene 11. Bev and Lou's flat. Perry rings. Bev makes him stand in the doorway.
Oh, Perry, I'm sorry. I heard about Flip.
How did you know?
He told me.
He told you, but not me.
He was concerned about Lou. He thought she should know straight away.
And I shouldn't? This makes no sense.
He wanted me to break it to her gently.
Can I see her?
She doesn't want to see you. As far as she's concerned, you trashed her dream. Your sperm has poisoned her.
Let her tell me that herself.
No way, she's too fragile. Besides, she's asleep.
When can I see her?
I'll let you know.
I don't trust you. There's something going on. Lou! Lou!
You better go.
Lou!
I'll set a dog on you.
You wouldn't.
Sheba! Sheba!
An answering
I'll be
bark
back.
backstage.
I'll be
Yeah.
back.
He gets increasingly
You.
agitated.
You and Arnold Schwarzenegger.
This is kidnapping.
You can't kidnap your own wife.
And you can't hold her prisoner.
Blackout. Scene 12. The park again. Lou and Perry with the pram.
Isn't she beautiful?
Yes, she is. Takes after me.
Shut up.
It was all lies, of course. That shit Flip fed you. About girl and boy babies.
It wasn't just him. I heard it elsewhere too. Kind of urban myth.
No, it was Flip. He was so full of shit. Nothing but lies, all of it. He never had HIV, you know.
How did you find out?
But it never really added up. Why didn't he tell me straight away? It was only when we started to get serious, you, me, and the turkey baster.
He must have really hated the idea of that baby.
And he never behaved like he had the virus. Never seemed upset enough.
You knew him too well.
He was just a bad actor. I threatened to get onto the Mortimer, tell him he was my partner, and refusing to tell me his result.
They never would have given it to you.
Well, I know that, but Flip could be remarkably naive. He spilled the beans.
And Bev went along with it. She knew all along, tried to frighten us off.
She never seemed too worried I might have given you HIV.
And all the lovey-dovey stuff when she had the turkey baster was just to let the sperm cool down so it was useless. Though it was horny as hell. Thank you for rescuing me. She was using the dog to keep me trapped in the flat. I was terrified.
That was one of the scariest moments of my life when Sheba went for me. Just as well I thought to buy some long cowhide gloves, a shield against a vicious dog.
I thought you'd choke that poor Alsatian.
Poor! That dog would have had my hand off.
Because she was trained that way.
It's over now.
And here we are, the three of us. Here with our girl, our shot at the future, our hostage to the world, our flesh, our love, our hope, our DNA.
It sails through us, out of us. It sails down the river of time towards eternity.
We are the vehicle of life.
And all our petty self is unimportant, faced with such charge.
They look into the pram, a lullaby.
You lie so still and fast asleep.
I dare not breathe for my watch to keep.
Everything so new and clean.
Sweetest child there's ever been.
Think I see a lovely view. A sunlight road ahead, all laid out for you.
So I wish you a gentle breeze. You'll gently rock on clear blue seas.
And every day will keep you warm, will keep you dry.
Every day will guard you with a careful eye. You'll never have to want for anything. We'll let you live in a perpetual spring.
We'll keep you safe, we'll watch you grow. You'll make us feel so proud, we know.
And if you cry, as cry you may, then we will kiss your tears away.
We wish you health, we wish you hope, and lucky stars in your horoscope.
We wish you friends so strong and true. We hope they're always there for you.
So sleep your sleep and dream your dreams. We're watching over you.
So you can be who you can be. That'll be enough for me. Quite enough for me.
Enough to please me too.
Somewhere the voices of Bev and Flip come in, either on stage or off in counterpoint. This can be broken in any way you like.
It's better far this way. There's a new life to be had.
I really couldn't stay. A kid would drive me mad.
We each have our own life to lead.
Yes, our own life to lead.
I have a career where I need to succeed.
Have a joint, have a beer, have some coke, have some steam.
My whole life is a perpetual marathon, and I'm on my mark at the starting blocks. Now the kid has gone. There's nowhere I'm so happy as in court, proving that I should be made of silk. In short, in the Crown Court, when the judges slumbered, I am often outgunned, often outnumbered. Yet as long as I'm unencumbered, always I'll prevail over any male. Who cares if I go to an empty flat? My independence is where it's at. Tell me, what the hell's wrong with that? It's my life to do what I want to do. And what the fuck is that to any of you? What? What?
Look at me. I'm so young, yes, I'm young and cute. All the horny guys come in hot pursuit. And there's nothing like feeling you're admired if your body's on fire to be desired. My mother wished I'd been aborted. Dad's ambitions always thwarted. But now, by the hottest hunks, I'm courted. I feel their affection, feeling their erection. Who cares if there's lots of disease around? I'll go where the lights of love are found. Throw me a lifeline before I've drowned. Please. Please. Who knows what's a mistake? Who knows if they do right? The fates can tell us, but they're not replying.
But life flows on and disappears from sight.
Leaving us, the living and the dying.
Flip and Bev fade away, leaving Lou and Perry with the pram. Coda.
You know, people walking past would take us for a married couple. A young heterosexual married couple.
Young-ish.
Okay, youngish.
Of course, we could get married.
We could.
I'm free, as Mr. Humphrey says. I'm free.
And as for me, I'm Bevless. No wife, no dog.
No home.
Of course, we could get married.
In many ways, it would make life easier.
After what we've been through, anything would be easier.
I am a little in love with you, you know.
Oh, please don't spoil it. Your heterosexuality is like your appendix, a vestigial organ which does nothing but grumble.
I'd be happy if you moved in permanently.
Live together.
An imitation marriage?
Get a joint mortgage.
Settle down?
Become a habit.
Get in a rut?
Get bored.
Start arguing?
Stop listening.
Have rows?
Fights, even.
learn to hate.
Split up.
Hardly seems worth it, does it?
Let's stick to sharing the baby. That's quite enough to do.
Because I'm younger and I'm wondering if anybody had these experiences at the time.
Well, yes, I mean, 86, we started trying going to BPAS clinic in 84, or our son's mum did, and still by 86, nothing was happening. So we gave up on that, and she did AID with a anonymous, well, not anonymous donor, a donor who we knew a little of. And our son, who's now 32, was born in 1988. But it was a 4-year
Oh, wow.
4-year process.
I didn't know any
It's a long
clinics would
time.
deal with lesbians.
Yeah, BPAS would, yeah. Because we
didn't
used to
know
go there, and we used to run the gauntlet.
See, my life could have been entirely different.
Huh? Sorry?
I said I didn't know that. My life could have been entirely different.
Yeah, they did. But we had to run the gauntlet of the Society for the Protection of the Unborn Child, because they were always at the gates,
Oh, for heaven's
shouting at
sake.
everybody. And of course we were saying, well, we've not come for that. We've come because we're going to make a gay baby.
I bet they love you.
How
Oh,
did they react?
yes, that's not a child they wanted to save.
Throwing them curveball.
But of course
Wow.
he didn't. He's straight.
Yes. I tried everything. Hours of My Little Pony. Little Leather Baby Grows. No good.
Right. Well,